Medyo it sounds it sounds medyo parang dirt, pero parang yun ang gumagana eh. Kapag
Well,
medyo populist yung
because
inaano
it
eh.
makes sense, di ba, Mark? I mean, talagang karamihan natin mga kababayan na hindi nagbe-benepisyo sa ating ekonomiya. So,
Oh.
of course, class warfare is sensible.
Oh,
But,
dahil ang isang essence ng populism, di ba, Big R? Create a huge enemy and create a huge solution. Di ba? Ikaw yung solution. Pero create that enemy first, di ba? Ito yung kalaban. And then, ikaw yung magkwan. Tapos in between, magtaob ka ng lamesa. Become disruptive. Di ba? Become disruptive.
absolutely, absolutely. So
Yun.
obviously, a great year for Riza Antivirus without the question, but no room for complacency, more experimentation, more things to push. But obviously, the other person we have to mention is I call her the comeback queen of the year. I mean, incredible. Lenny Robredo ended the year on the note that she did, in a sense that everyone had to go to her and to greet her and then show respect from from senatorials to the vice president, and then the meeting in Sorsogon with the president, even Robin Hood Padilla, lahat na lang, di ba, pumunta kay Lenny Robredo. And then of course, Lenny really showed the mettle of her leadership. Grabe yung trending online, among others, nung nakita ng tao how she was helping people. 'Di ba? Hindi ito glamour shot. Talaga pumunta siya sa mga apektadong lugar doon sa Bagyo nung November. Marami siyang tinulungan. So I think Lenny really ended on a very, very strong note. I mean, Totka, everyone was saying that the one that got away, but she won't be getting away if she does very well in mayor office in the next 2 3 years, and for sure 2027 she will be once again discussed
And
as a.
with 2 years na tahimik siya, tapos ngayon 9% siya, ibig sabihin, not too bad.
Not too bad, very strong
Diba?
residual.
Two years siya na halos tahimik eh.
And
Diba?
she's not even running for a national position.
Itong past few months lang siya lumantad ulit doon sa Bagyo, di ba? Doon sa mga bisita sa kanya, di ba?
Richard.
Ikaw Mark, anong read mo dun sa Lenny, her comeback?
Hindi, parang hindi naman nga nawala eh. Yung mga supporters niya parang Lenny pa rin eh. Yung pinag-usapan na nga natin kanina kay Rize kasi karamihan is still waiting for Lenny comeback eh. Lenny sa 2028, yun pa rin yung inaano nila eh. Hindi, yun na din yun. Yun naman yung reason kung bakit ang dami pumupunta. Yung 9% na yun or kung gaano man kalaki yun, yung base niya, syempre gusto nilang at least maging friendly doon sa leader nung pink na base na yon. Yun lang, hindi ko lang sure nga how that will affect sa 2028 kung meron pa rin siyang plano na tumakbo for president or kung ano man, tapos hindi alam ng mga kasama niya or hindi niya sinasama, 'di ba? Siguro nga siguro for Risa siguro gawa na siya ng sariling squad niya. Mga established na you have Jokno na, you have Trillanes, you have mga alam mong mas makarisa. So maybe start from there.
Mahirap talaga yan, no, Ronald, no? It's really hard. Because casting is
I'm almost sure.
talaga ang
I'm
hirap.
almost sure hindi ko kontrahin ni Risa si Lenny. Magde-defer siya kay Lenny.
Yun.
Okay,
Pero syempre, it doesn't hurt na you build yourself up for kung ano man ang
just in case.
eventuality.
Yeah, I mean, yun nga. But ang hirap, di ba, Mark? You can see the challenge there. Ang hirap eh. Kasi at some point, you're gonna step on some toes, right? And
Parang bitin eh. Parang bitin.
yeah, well, it is what it is. Now,
Siguro ito siguro naisip ko lang. Risa needs to break out doon sa identity ng Pink Dilaw. Yun siguro eh. Medyo mahirap yun. Kumbaga yung Pink Dilaw should be just one part nung of her as a whole. So that would mean you have Trillanes and Jokno on one hand, pero on the other side may kasama ka pang progressives. On the other side may kasama ka pang mga nasa gitnang mga trapo. On the other side, parang lawakan yung base na ganun eh.
but
Lawakan
anyway, I
yung
mean,
reset.
Rizal can run for VP and Lenny can run for president, and hindi nila kailangang magbanggaan, di ba? So in a way, yung sinasabi ni Mark could work for her as a vice presidential.
Oh.
Di ba, Ronald? I mean, Riza could run for VP instead, and maybe it's even more viable, but she still has to be viable for VP, right? So a lot of things that Mark is saying would still make sense, right? So long as it's clear na Riza will defer eventually if Lenny decides to run for the president. Again, I hope you
Pero the thing is, kapag mas mataas na si Risa sa survey, ibang usapan na yun eh. So di ba medyo I'm
well, I mean,
controversy. Pero
obviously
yun nga
I
yung
agree.
punto eh. Dapat hindi tumitigil eh. Dapat the goal should always be na yung brand of leadership mo or yung progressive politics mo maging attractive for people na ay gusto kong
And
presidente.
what if Lenny really doesn't run after all, di ba? Tama ka naman, Mark. I agree. Yeah.
Ang problema lang, sabi nga
Isang
ni
example nga si Ellie San Fernando. Maybe yung mga ganong types that could work well with mga although may sarili siyang party list, pero yun nga.
She
Yun
has
ang
to get out of her comfort zone.
sinasabi naman ni Trillanes, kung hindi malinaw yung Lenny factor, ang hirap kay Risa na makapag-breakout. No? Dahil nandun yun eh. Habang nandun yung 9-10% ni Lenny na hindi ganun kalinaw kung tutuloy o hindi, will focus on local rather than national sa 2028. Habang bitin doon, hindi siya talaga makapag-breakout eh. Di ba? Dahil
Kung maghanap siya siguro ng ibang base na, ibang na. Marami pa naman dyan.
Problema lang, hindi ganun kadali dahil
Hindi ganun kadali.
nahati sa Duterte and PBBM. At
Nakatie up din naman sa progressive Kumbaga, when you're thinking how to grow Risa, you're also thinking how to grow the progressive movement sa Pilipinas eh. So how to make it more palatable na in the future, yung Pilipino, gugustuhin namin magkaroon ng progressive na vice president. Progressive. So I think aligned naman dun eh. Hindi separate siya kay Lenny. So I think pwede nilang simulan sa ganun. Kasi the pink crowd will always be there naman eh. Kapag nagsettle na kung sinong tatakbo.
But Mark, yun nga, what if suddenly our numbers are higher than Lenny and then the pink crowd still wants Lenny to run and then we have a certain... But anyway, I want
That's a good problem to have, di ba? Kasi sabihin, ang taas na ng numbers mo.
Well,
Tsaka natin pag-usapan. Hindi, pero that is good for everyone. Kasi ibig sabihin, the pie is growing. Di ba?
Yeah,
That's a good problem to have.
But yun nga, Mark, I think no one is disagreeing that the pie has to be enlarged. Ang sinasabi ni Ronald dito, the problem is that the enlarging of the pie might be seen as zero sum by certain quarters but anyway, I don't want to say
Yun ang punto ko nga siguro, Richard. 'Di ba? Bahala silang magsalita kung anong gusto nila. Basta we will grow Akbayan, we will grow the progressive movement, we will grow magkakampi tayo, okay tayo. Pero hayaan mo kami dumiskarte kung anong tingin namin okay, 'di ba? So, 'yun.
Now, last point, Sir Ronald, ano ba yung mga good and the bad and the ugly since medyo cowboy natin for 2025? Ano yung mga interesting things you look forward to? Ano yung mga medyo nakakatakot at yung mga worst case scenarios also? We have to kumbaga magana tayo ngayon. Hindi na tayo Toronaga, na tayo, Madam Auring. Let's do a little bit of Madam Auring, Sir Ronald.
sa akin ang bad kung yung gobyerno ay kung hindi papayagang bumagsak yung Damocles swords sa ulo ng mga Duterte, no? Tingin ko that will be bad. Not only for them but for the whole country, no? Kaya dapat
Because
the Dutertes will have momentum after the midterms, no? Kung hindi na-impeach, kung hindi na ICC, kung walang criminal charges na na-file, no, until the midterms, no, most of those who left them will begin to gravitate back. Dahil nga nasa dikit pa naman sila ni Tulfo as the primary contender for 2028. After the midterms, politicians will be securing their political future. And their political future ay nakatali kung sino ang mataas for 2028. No? At definitely, yung mga Marcoses ay hindi mataas. So, yun yung delikado. Baka maging maagang lame duck ang presidente. Kung hindi, if they won't go for the jugular, no, sa mga Duterte. No? If they won't go for the jugular,
Sir Ronald, the reason I said why is because there are many people there who will be happy to see the Marcoses fall. They'll be more than happy to see the Marcos project failing. So what do you have to say to those people?
Ang tingin ko naman ay majority naman ng mga Pilipino are more anti-Duterte than anti-Marcos. No? Ang problema lang ay kung halimbawa yung mga nasa gitna, yung mga undecided, yung mga disenchanted sa pagkawasak ng unity team, yung pink at saka yellow, yung nasa middle, no, ay mafu-frustrate din sa Marcos, no? Then delikado ang mga Marcoses. For now, itong mga undecided, itong mga frustrated sa pagkawasak ng unity team, itong mga pink and yellow will defend the constitutional order, no? Whoever yung nandyan. Unless no, makita nila na masyado ng corrupt, masyado ng winawasak yung mga liberal democratic institutions, hindi lamang ng mga Duterte, kung hindi ng mga alipores ng mga Marcoses. Kung pupunta ron, then delikado, no? Wag mong kalimutan, hindi naman ganun kalaki ang agwat ng Marcoses with the Duterte sa mga surveys, kahit dramatically bumababa yung mga Duterte, no? Hindi sila pulling away yung mga Marcoses. So dapat maingat sila.
Yeah.
They have to preserve the middle and their political base at the same time. Kung yung middle magalit sa kanila, delikado sila. No? Kaya
Find themselves isolated. But Sir Ronald, is there something you look forward to in a positive sense, or something you're cautiously optimistic about?
well, ako nga, kung madurog ang mga Duterte, that is something to be optimistic about. At saka yung playing field going into 2028, medyo na level. Dahil tinanggal mo yung isang elephant in the room, no? Kung madudurog ang mga Duterte before or during the midterm, no? That will level the playing field to some extent, and perhaps will give way for a possible black swan. No, yun yung nakikita kong positive. Kaya the battle is for the midterm. Very crucial itong midterm for 2028. Yun yung aking sinasabi. Kaya it can be bad, it can be good. Yung good ay kung madurog ang mga Duterte. That is the good aspect. Moving beyond the midterm.
But because you're saying, okay, let's spell it out. The reason I'm saying, bakit mahalaga na dapat madurog ang mga Duterte? I'm like spelling it out. Is it because they're the number one threat to our constitutional order and potentially West Philippines?
Definitely. At mawawalan ng foothold yung China dito. Mawawalan ng foothold yung China dito sa ating domestic politics. Sa ngayon, ang foothold ng China sa ating domestic politics are the Dutertes. Kung matanggal sila sa equation, then dramatically manghihina yung foothold ng China sa loob. No? Nandun sila, yung aggression nila sa labas, dun sila magpapatuloy. Pero inside, ay mawawala yon, no? Which is positive for me. Aside dun sa pagbabago ng domestic political landscape going into 2028. So marami siyang mga positive elements. Matanggal lang ito. Pero ang worry ko, nag-hesitate. Nag-hesitate yung mga Marcoses to go for the jugular.
Character is destiny. The story of the past years of our discussions.
So yun yung aking yun naman yung negative aspect nito. If they hesitate, if they blink, then they have everything to lose.
Mark, obviously yours is more on a personal note because you're the man in the ring. What are the things you're looking forward to, excited about, obviously next year, and ano yung mga medyo nakakabahala sa'yo, both of course from a personal perspective, but also for the national interest, for our democracy?
Ayun, syempre excited ako dito sa upcoming campaign period. Medyo ngayon pa lang naghihirapan na ako yung sa mga araw ko, paano ko hahatiin yung Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Pero I'm excited na umikot ulit, maikutan yung mga kaibigan natin dyan, get to know yung mga nangyayari sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. I'm also excited dun sa mga local races na sinusuportahan ko at inikutan ko. So I'm also excited to see that. Pero pareho lang din yung yung kay Sir Ronald eh. Sa midterms importante din, I think, lalo na dun sa audience na nakikinig sa atin. Importante na magdagdag sa Senado ng mga people who could stand up to the Dutertes eh. Mga tulad ni Bam, tulad ni Heidi, tulad ni Kiko, tulad ko. Ayun. So, tinama ko na yung sarili ko. Pero anyway, hindi, importante yung sa midterms na gano'n eh, na kapag hindi, para iklaro lalo yung sinasabi ni Sir Ronald, kapag hindi natuluyan ng mga Marcos yung mga Duterte, in 2028, it will be a tulfo laban kay Sara. Yun na yun eh. Yun lang yung anyone else na tumakbo outside of that, kakain sa boto ni Tulfo, makakatulong kay Sara. So yun ang nakikita kong magiging problema dyan. So importante na this year, magtulungan na muna, tapusin. Wala namang masama na punahin yung mga nakikitang mali sa administrasyon. karapatan naman yan and hindi naman pinipigilan yung mga taong magano dyan. Pero importante, critical yung taon na to eh. Kasi tama si Ronald, pag umabot pa ng 2026 at the Dutertes are still standing tall and lalo na kung may napanalo sila sa 2025, yung mga ano nila, 'di ba? So critical yung 2025 doon eh. Kasi kapag lumagpas pa yan, 2026, Tulfo Sara, yun na yung laban doon. Pero if you take out Sara out of the equation, free for all na yung 2028. Nandyan yung Tulfo, nandyan yung Lenny, nandyan lahat ng gustong tumakbo. Escudero, Grace po, lahat yan, lalaban yan sabay-sabay. So mas magiging maraming choices, maraming options. Unlike sa kung hindi matapos ang 2025, it will be Tulfo Sara. Yun na yun. Yun na yung pinakalaban talaga. And yun. Delikado eh. Tandaan nyo na lang kung paano na lang tratuhin ng mga DDS yung mga pinks, yung mga yellows nung term nila. Kumpara mo sa nangyayari ngayon, medyo malayo eh. Medyo malayo. Ngayon, malayang nakakapag criticize. 'Di ba? Ayaw niyo ng budget, sige, criticize niyo, mag-rally kayo, mag-ano kayo. Ano, 'di ba? You don't see the level of animosity na ginagawa nung panahon before. So, malayo pa rin. So, yun lang naman yung sa akin.
Democratic space, no, that's what Senator De Lima has been mentioning. I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, I share your hopes and fears. Indeed, I mean, Sir Ronald knows. I mean, I always use yung kuting ng Norte, like that could become a problem. For everything you can say about the Dutertes and their decline, if there's no decisiveness, there's no center of gravity, this could go splintering 10,000 different ways, right? As Ronald correctly mentioned, Sir Ronald mentioned, there are already people agitating within the cabinet. You know, other personalities are trying to leave their imprint. So one worrying scenario could be walang mapuntahan lahat ng mga nangyari ngayon in terms of investigations and expose, and that could create even more cynicism among our voters. And Sir Ronald and Mark, what I'm also worried about is sa sobrang daming mga clowns and questionable characters who could end up in the Senate next year, no offense again, people might totally like switch off, right? It's like this, like forget about the Philippines, right? Like wala talagang mangyayari. So this could be a very scary scenario that, you know, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope enough of good people make it to the Senate. Of course, shout out kay Mark Gamboa dyan. Also, of course, we also hope na some sort of accountability happens. Siguro naman, Sir Ronald, next year na, maybe not September, but next year na, there'll be some ICC thing, right?
Pero bakit mo sinabi na no offense? The populist ethos is always go on the offense.
Hindi naman kasi ako populist, Sir Ronald eh. I'm a man of John.
Meron din ako yung last note pala, Richard. Gusto ko na din sabihin, nakalimutan ko kanina.
Sure.
Please focus sa Mindanao. Yun naman yun eh. Yung mga buhusan nyo na, mga akap na yung mga, pero yung mga Mindanao Railway, okay naman yung mga akap na tulungan nyo yung mga taga Mindanao din, pero yung Mindanao Railway Infrastructure Project, make the Mindanaoans feel na kasama sila sa pag-unlad, kasama sila sa, para hindi sila ma-disenfranchise, hindi sila ayun, so yun naman yung request ko lang. Yung Mindanao Railway talaga, sana gawa na nila ng paraan.
Oh, kaya
paano man, kaso parang next year na lang.
China, parang project ng China yan, ng BRI ng next year sinagsama. Let's see, baka naman, mga tulong, but at the same time, you know, I'm hoping at least on the ICC there'll be something there. Pwede mag-snowball itong mga iba't ibang kaso na yun. At the same time, I also hope a movement comes out of this. A movement of a genuine opposition, a movement for good governance and human rights. On that note, thank you very much, Sir Ronald Llamas, for our second year ender, because we had that also with Justice Carpio. And also thank you to Mark Gamboa for our second year end. Sorry, kasi wala na pag
Bless you.
Bless you too. Thank you so much for this. So, Sir Mark,
Happy New Year! Happy
Happy New Year, and blessed Merry Christmas to everyone. Talk to you soon. Pahinga na kayo. God bless.